Well, I think the key word there is traditional, isn't it? There's so much change globally now with products and services and new ways to do business that the franchises, in my humble estimation, are a bit caught in the old ways, the traditional ways, as you say. So they need, they don't have to change, of course, if they don't want to, but I think they'll get left behind. That's my honest belief.
Yeah, I think the high-performing agents particularly, in the end, held back perhaps by a model which is destined to manage the average perhaps. So the frustration is perhaps lack of income, lack of share of income, and intransigence out of head office perhaps for change, innovation, and agents are looking for a new and fresher way. From the public's perception, and certainly from people involved in the industry, yes, the brand is important. A group is important. There's nothing like being part of something and sharing and advising and mentoring. So no question, a brand is important. And particularly in the modern world, I think a fresh brand, and we're seeing many brands refreshing their look nowadays with that in mind.
I think it's much easier to conduct your business under a brand. There's no such thing as a best brand. It's what you do with it. But in truth, at the end of the day, the agent is the brand, and evidenced by going to any location in Australia or the world, and you'll see a particular agent who is dominant. Is it because they're with a particular brand, or is it because they know how to run a business? I think the latter. So the true brand is the individual, but for the individual to be successful, it's easier and more potent to be associated with a brand who provides proper branding, support, technology, whatever they might need to be successful. It's important to be up to date with what the consumer needs, because that's what it's all about. And I think it's pretty obvious and true to state that the days of a consumer or a buyer, if you like, putting their walking shoes on and going down to the nearest shopping centre, hoping to find all the agents, hoping their window's up to date, hoping there's a salesperson sitting at the desk ready to attend their inquiry, is antiquated thinking. People don't think that way, they don't act that way, they're not motivated that way, they don't buy that way. So agents need to have a digital presence, of course. That's where are the buyers looking? They're looking online. That's where you've got to be. What might also they do? Drive around the area in their favourite streets. You need signboards. You know, the basics need to be covered. Just have a look at what buyers want and need, do that.
I think the current world is really back to the future. And I smiled just recently when a rural agent said to me, mate, he said, we've been doing this for years, working from our virtual office, home office, whatever. We've never been near a real estate office. We travel an area 500 k's by 500 k's, and we create relationships. And 5 years later, 10 years later, we may get a listing. So he smiled and he said, so you city slickers are catching up. And in many ways, that's the way the industry is going now. It's going down the same direction that rural agents have been conducting their profession, their industry, for the last 20, 30, 40 years.